Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, this day has all been messed up. A little confusion about who was going to do a show this morning. But what the hey? We're here. I'm here. And somebody else better come in here. Why can I not find where I want to go? There I am. Hello, Mr. Blood. How are you doing this morning? Hey, bargain shopper. Shopping. How are you doing this morning? Hey, Sherry. What a day. What confusion. Valerie's away and her minions are not working, but they want to play. I hope everybody's having a good morning. Hey, fishing and picking, morning. And hello, good morning, Wayla. Glad you're doing good, Blood. Always enjoy your show. You're so full of energy and excitement. And anyway, let's just see what goes on. Hope everybody's having a good morning. It stopped raining here for a while. Yesterday, I thought I was going to have to get the boat out because the roads were flooding. What is going on? Blah, 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 blah. Sorry. I was on the phone with my mommy, and all of a sudden I had to jump on here. Good morning, Texas Valerie. Good morning, Mr. Sadie. How far? How are you doing? Good morning, Hank. Yeah, y'all want to check out Blood X's show, especially if you're looking to do some networking or whatnot. He does a great show. Um, he'll let you know the rules about doing it so nobody gets into trouble. But like I said, check him out. If nothing else, watch him rattle through all he rattles through, greeting people and whatnot is a hoot. He needs to go. He needs to go to auctioneering school. Is what he needs to do. Swaggy, where's everybody else? But anyway, such is life. Swag, you got to get that out. If that power cord doesn't come in today, I don't know what we're gonna do. Bu- 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 Thank you. Quebec. Bonjour. That's it. That's my French. Maybe come over too. Good morning, the truth. Good morning, Urban Viking Explorers. Yeah, and that's what's bad, Swag, is that we're eBay sellers. Maybe when we start buying stuff from other people, we need to say, and by the way, I'm a reseller too. So um, sorry, I was looking at this response. Uh, to let them know that we're looking at it. We know how things work. It's like I ordered, and I've said this before. I've ordered this gadget, and it sat on the north side of Charlotte for about 4 days because of the way they shipped it through that FedEx Select or whatever it's called. And I could have driven up there and gotten it in a day. Anywho, Swag, is it raining? It's still raining up there where you're at? Yeah, that's bad, Swag. That's the reason when I sell something, I try to get it out. If I can get it out the same day I get the order, then I'll do what I can do to get it to the post office. If y'all are not subscribed to any of the other participants in the chat, check them out. Hit those little three buttons at the right, open that page up, and then just come back to me and you can go back and watch a video in a little bit. Okay, that's not good. If it rains down here, thank y'all. It's going to static because my sons are getting ready to start an inventory for me. Yeah. Yeah, just somebody's always giving me a hard time about my storage boxes behind me. There is your OCD better now? What are you the champions of, Mr. Sadie? No, this is not going to be cleaning up Tom's boxes show. Oh, the Stanley Cup. Cool. So y'all won last night. That's hockey, correct? We have the Hurricanes, and I think they do okay, but they're just not. I don't think they're Stanley Cup material yet. Well, that's good. Yeah, fishing. I'm in Charlotte, and yes, it's been hot, and it's still hot up here. You should be getting a then you should be getting. You've got if you're down at the Outer Banks, then you should be getting a lot of crosswinds over there. Okay, I'm just adding everybody's list, and I'll have my wheel updated to say whatever's in box 1 through 9 goes to blood, and 12 is, 10 is swags, and I'll get everybody covered. Well, you just bought that new boat, Mr. Sadie. You're supposed to be out fishing. Yeah, we were hitting, but fishing, we were hitting in the 90s up here. There's a boy that lives at his dad and mom have the house across the street, and he works for a heating and air conditioning guy. The boy does, and he was like working. God, he must have been working 18-hour days. Is everybody okay now? Any other ones? Good morning, South Texas Picker. It's okay. Well, it sounds like I should do a blind auction. Whatever's inside of it's your, you get. Okay, blood. I sell on eBay and Posh. I try to sell on eBay and Posh. And when I list stuff in my listings, I have a box number. And that item is in one of these boxes, whichever one coordinates with them. So there you are. Hey, Chick Picker, how are you? When are you coming back from vacation? These people are harsh. Yeah, there's some stuff in them. I've actually been selling stuff that I listed a year ago. Thank you, kids. Well, good. You have a safe journey. You got all the babies situated. You got them in their kennels. That's right, Sherry. And the principal's in the room. Shh, you weren't supposed to say that, Valerie. I'm supposed to tell so I can tell the kids here in the chat that you'll be back tomorrow. You have a good time, Valerie. Stay out of, don't get into much trouble. I'll say that. I start to say stay out of trouble, but um, that's going to be impossible, especially if when you get to Texas. Well, there's a couple of them that's empty, and I'd hate to sell an empty box fishing and picking. And I haven't seen you for quite a while. You been doing okay? Let's see, who was it said that you're acting like a bunch of like I'm a substitute teacher? And that there's no intellect. I learned off of Valerie and all of those people. Valerie and Chick Picker and Swag Maven and Lord, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have Hank to tell me how to live my life and what to do. Yeah, I'm just, I just don't want the Texas Rangers after you and Valerie when you get to Texas. Oh yeah, Bridget. God, my work wives. Bridget's good about telling me what to do too. Hey, Kathy, are you up buying stuff today? I need the little baby in the dirty diaper drinking a Pepsi out of a bottle that that goes with my Trailer Park Barbie set. So I'll have the complete set then. Well, buy something good. Buy something you can make some money off of. Is Marcel going back to? Is he back to work or is he still on vacation too? You do that, Chia. You do that, Valerie. Oh, he's still on vacation too. Okay. Well, I hope he enjoys himself. Mr. Sadie, our rivers down here are full and running over the banks. Good morning, Josie. Glad you could pop in. Lord have mercy. This thing moves fast. Um, I hope everybody's got some vacation plans planned. I know Mr. Sadie's living out at the river in his boat now, so his beloved probably will not go anywhere. That's okay, Kathy. I'll remember that. I'm a, I just took you out of the wheel, so you got to make it up to me. Good morning, Sabu. I'm not going to try. My southern tongue will not handle that first word. Part of your name. Well, buy something good, Kathy. You need to make some, you need to find a couple things you can make a couple grand off each, so you can take another vacation to Florida. Yeah, around here, swag. They're saying that it's supposed to be hot and dry this summer. And if it is, then it's going to be a mess because right now I live on the Walkama River. I live on the Catawba River, actually near the lake. I don't know, Valerie. I don't know, and I'm irritated with them. um, and the Catawba River is a series of lakes. It goes like Lake James, Lake Hickory. I think Hickory's on that channel, but then it goes to uh, there's another big lake, and then there's Lake Marion. I mean Lake Wiley, which is the one I live on, and then there's a bunch of little lakes between here and Lake Marion, which is a huge lake, and then Lake Moultrie, and then it ends up in the Charleston Harbor. And it's okay. I'll just tell Uncle Tom stories all morning. No, I didn't see that, Mr. Sadie. But anyway, right now they've got all the locks on all these lakes wide open, trying to keep the lakes under bay. And then all of a sudden it's going to dry up. And then they're going to have to start shutting down, closing these locks on these lakes. And that's on all of them are inter-producing lakes. They're all hydroelectric dams. So it gets kind of nasty. I'd hate to have to try to balance these lakes out. But anywho, I love Uncle Tom stories. Thank you, Chick. Thank you, Valerie. Oh, you have a big one out there where you live at, Mr. Sadie. You have a big, big one. And when it overflows the banks, it overflows the banks because it's so flat out there. You know, I don't know what they did way back, back in the pioneering days out there when the rivers were running over the banks. Because all those Yankees kept all their melting snow straight, going down the rivers. But anyway, I guess everybody's busy this morning. Um, yep, that's it. Tom and Huck made it look real easy getting around on that river. I don't know if anybody caught it last night, but our good friend Chad over at the Golden Finger Picker, he started doing I think he's going to start doing some of these restore videos where they take an old device and strip it and rebuild it and make it look all new. And he did a really good job last night. So Golden Finger Picker, check him out if you're not already subscribed to him. So I'm sure you all have been. And then there's some other really good ones out there doing it too. It, it, sorry, Bridget's chatting at me in a private chat. I don't care whether she wouldn't go for that or not. Just tell her Uncle Tom said to sit down beside you and look pretty and talk nice. And Everything will be cool. How have sales been? I've sold about $20 worth of stuff a day for the last 3 or 4 days. He did a really good job on Mr. Sadie. Chad did a really good job on that last night. And watching some of the other people that I've watched do these restore and recycle, or recycle and restore, whatever they call them. Back in the day, I guess it was be the original easy bake oven type deals. I'm surprised little girls didn't get burned up in those things, because um, where the ones now, they just have a light bulb. And even back when I was a kid and our neighbor had one, it just had the little light bulb. That's what you did all the baking by. Back before that, they had actually had a coil like would be in one of our space heaters now. And like I said, I'm just surprised little girls didn't just, and those 10 frames that they were in, because the one that I watched was just a 10 box. And I mean, I'm just amazed that little girls didn't keep blisters or set the house on fire or whatever. Your easy baker oven blew up. My goodness, Valerie. And some of yeah, Mr. Sadie. I mean, what were they thinking? Oh, the thing about the oven, the first thing he did was he stuck this, looked like a highlighter, onto the surface of this little oven, and was swirling it around, and it turned red, so that meant that it had lead paint on it. So you had little girls cooking with lead paint on lead paint. Funny, Valerie. Um, so first of all, they're baking with on something that has lead paint on it, and with an open heating coil. But yeah, Mr. Sadie, they had some really wild stuff back in the day. A friend of my dad's collects early 19th century or 20th century, whatever, from the early 1900s, toasters and things like that. And some of the ones he has bought, I'm surprised that more cities and towns and didn't burn down more than they did with some of these electrical devices. Hey, Beth, if you're not busy, you want to come in, just come on in. But anywho, that's my catchphrase this today, I guess. Oh, I hate to hear that. Hope you get to feeling better. Oh, that's funny, Mr. Sadie. We never tell wives anything that we say. Um, a boy I went to high school with, his dad was a Methodist minister, and he used to, when couples would come to him, for discuss getting married, and he'd go through the Bible and talk about marriage and whatnot, counseling, and he always told he always told the bride to be that she needed to bring him she needed to bring him a pan of homemade biscuits, because if unless she could make good biscuits, um, he wasn't going to do the wedding. That she needed to practice her biscuit making she before he had agreed to do the wedding. Now, this day and time, it's probably the guy that could make the biscuits better, but you know, times change. I do most of the cooking around here. That's okay. I will survive. And sorry, speaking of bosses, I just got a pop up message from her. I have to take care of something for her today. Um, so how were y'all's sales been? I was asking how mine was. How's y'all's been? Yeah, biscuits and gravy are good. Ham biscuits are good. Well, good, chick. Then we should be able to marry you off good. Then you can make biscuits and fried taters. Then y'all making me hungry, and my diet is just I stay hungry. I think eBay has had a couple of been having some issues, Beth, because I've kept in different groups I've been in. I've heard of people talking about that they couldn't list stuff, and or eBay would not come up at all. Are you do you have free return on it, Mr. Sadie? Well, I think people can't get into eBay for whatever reason, and they're going over to Posh. Oh, you got your eBay stores on Beth. eBay stores on Beth. You got your eBay stores on vacation, Valerie. Well, good. I'm glad you did. Yeah, Valerie's got plenty of money. She just goes out there and digs her up another jar out the backyard when she wants to go on vacay. And I swear I brushed my hair this morning. It just got a mind of its own. Oh, so you're shipping some in today before you leave, Valerie, to Amazon? Okay. No, I'm talking about you, chick picker. Well, good. You're not totally on vacation mode yet. Yeah, we got what, like 3 Valeries in here? Or in our little group, social group here? We only have one Mr. Sadie, though. How far? Well, that's cool, Beth. No, Mr. Sadie, I think all 3 Valeries are like cut from the same mold. When I don't know what's gonna happen when you get 2 put together or 2 together. It might not be good for Texas. Yeah, Spitfires is Valerie. I think Spitfires is cutting it mildly. I'm sure it will be. Well, how's the fishing been, Mr. Sadie? Or are you just using a big net and catching them as they're being washed downstream? San Marcos sounds like it should be on a Caribbean island somewhere. Yeah, we around here either the lakes are too high or it's so low that your boat trailers drop off the end of the ramps. But the Lake of the Ozarks is beautiful. I mean, it's been. I was about 17 when I was there, and I'm 62 now, so there's been quite a bit of time. Well, that's good. You don't have to deal with putting it in and out of the water. Just make sure you have a cover over it at night, so it don't, in case it rains, you don't come out there and find it sitting on the bottom. Swag, you live on an island. Don't matter which direction you start walking, you'll hit water. You should take your fishing pole and go over there and fish. Sorry, guys, this is kind of slow this morning, but I assumed some other people were going to come in here with me, but they can't. And my right hand person, lady, is Swag, and she's having to work off of her telephone because one of these dang eBayers, she ordered something from an eBayer, and he's yet to send it out punctually, or he sent it out, and it's taking forever to get to her. Well, I hope you do have a good one. Swag will be back next week. Um, she'll be back next week. Yes, I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and I'm only going to keep it there for about a minute. So if anybody wants to come in here, please do so. We just want everybody to act like big boys and girls, and so here it comes. Just click it and come on in. And I've been want other people to start showing up. So here's your opportunity. If you wanted to be on it live, well, here you go. Yeah, I don't like Smart Post, especially. I mean, I ordered something from this guy, and it took forever to get here, and it came Smart Post, and I said, I sell on eBay too, so I know how much it costs. You could have sent it priority. Actually, he could have sent it. He could have sent it overnight for the price of the shipping I paid. Hey, Lindsay B. Yeah, moms are on. Valerie, moms are just calling left and right this morning. That's the reason I went to get dressed, and she called in the process to let me know how my dad was doing, and we talked and we talked and we talked. And I know she gets kind of bored being at home. My mom's doing good. She's a feisty little thing. It's my dad that's not doing good, and um, he had some eye surgery, and it's not working right. So he's been having issues with that. And so he's 87, and he's had some health issues, and he's just getting awful feeble. And it's killing him because he's always been the man in charge and does what he wants to, and fishing and hunting and all that kind of stuff. And if he goes from his bedroom to the den right now, it's a challenge for him. So that's how it. I guess it's something that we all have to think about. Even though I was watching this thing on, I think it was CNN, which it could be a lie because it came from CNN. But they're saying that 60 is middle age now because people are living to be so old. So that means that people like Swag and Valerie, and they're just youngins. You still haven't gotten your expenses together for your next live stream. But I saw my dad this past weekend. He's like, you better do. He said, you better. He said, Tom, you better do what you want to do now because you know, tomorrow you might not be able to do anything. That's right, Mr. Sadie. And hopefully we'll be able to collect a little check. Ah, you're still young, Beth. Excuse me, Valerie. Oh, tell him you just say I don't use that one anymore. I have another one, Beth. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna just I'm gonna just set my camera up and turn it on and let it sit there and look at the boxes for an hour or so. Everybody likes looking at those boxes or giving me a hard time about the boxes. Even though it's funny because my little fat cat, she likes to get up here and she'll run back and forth across the boxes. Some of you've seen her do that. I was trying to be organized, so when the time came that I did a live hangout or was on a hangout, and people saw all my crap behind me, it was all neat because you can't see my debt pile. It's across the room over there. And all of that is actually in big moving boxes because the boss lady will have a conniption fit. Yeah, it was warm until the rain started. I had to go pick up my son up at uptown at the hospital. He worked for the hospital, and it was raining. And Mr. Sadie, you could have ran your boat down the road I had to go on. It was so full of water. I was stopped several, or not didn't stop because you never stop but when the water's flooding like that. But I was afraid it was going to coming in the floorboard of my wife's car, and she'd be a little bit irritated about that. Sounds like you're going to have a wet summer swag. And Beth, I only have like 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a 5-foot stretch down through. That's all I'm allocated. I don't have rooms. I don't have rooms like a lot of you people do. Oh Lord. It's well, I guess nobody wanted to come in the hangouts. Y'all just want to sit there and make me work for my little bit of viewing time. So, what if people? It's Thursday. You're supposed to be planning on what you're going to do this weekend. So, what do y'all got planned for this weekend? You going to have fun, or are you going to go out thrifting, estating, auctioning? Beth, that's because Deb has been a swag has been just listing like a little elf for the last week. No, 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 no. We've been talking to Valerie. I don't know why my mind swag. I don't know why my Minecraft game is. Good morning, Joanna. And Joanna, if you'd like to come in, I'll be glad to post a link again because nobody will come in here with me this morning. They're all scared. They're chickens. That's okay. Feed them babies. Joanna's always cooking or canning. Back when Johanna, okay, or is it Johanna? Whichever. She messes with me, I start calling her JoJo. And she might end up showing up on my front doorstep too, saying, "Don't call me that." You're just having a time of it this morning, Valerie. It was apples it was apples that you did the long series on when you were doing all the canning, correct? And your little boy helped you one night. Well, Applesauce, that's what it was. Sorry, I just had a lag like I was getting ready to lose service. Yeah, that's a lot of work. And you must have a couple acres of apples as long as you put up apples. But I like homemade applesauce or apple butter. If you ever There's a place up in Asheville on I-40, and 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 they have the best. It's called the Moose Lodge. No, it's called the Moose Cafe, and they have the best apple butter I have ever eaten. And they have good breakfast too. So if you're, like I said, if you're ever passing through Asheville on I-40, look for the signs because they have a good breakfast. And you know, I'm old, so I'm all about breakfast. Now, yeah, actually, I think it is YouTube because they've been having some issues for the last couple of days too. Let's see, it's probably night before last. They probably did. There's probably a lot of drinking going on because nobody can get online. Oh, that sounds good, Mr. Sadie. Yeah, I like some good apple butter on some freshly baked. Well, Joe, bring me some apple. Bring me some apple everything. Just don't bring me a pie. I'll take that too, and I'll make some fresh homemade vanilla ice cream to go with it. But yeah, I like good apple butter on biscuits and toast and a spoon. I know I'm a heathen. Eat it by the spoonful. And if it's good apple butter, it's good on ice cream. Yeah, I'm gonna make everybody run and find some biscuits somewhere. I don't know whether y'all have Bojangles up where you're at, but we have Bojangles down here, and they make a really good biscuit. You know, as far as restaurants go, and that's their thing. They're biscuits, and you can get whatever kind of biscuit you want all day long. Ham, steak, Cajun chicken, whatever. Went in there one. My wife has had a liver transplant. For those that don't know that, and then once a month she has to go in and they draw blood and they run all these tests on it. So usually I'll drop her off and then I'll run over to the Bojangles and I'll pick us up a biscuit, and she'll take it to work with her and eat when she gets to work. I went in there one morning and they said, "We don't have any biscuits. We're out." And there was another old man walking in behind me, and he's like, "Well, are you making some more?" And she said, "No, we don't have a biscuit maker." And it came out of his mouth faster than mine, but he said, "Well, why the hell are your doors open? People come in here for their biscuits." So I'm sure they got, and Charlotte is the corporate headquarters for Bojangles. And for those that don't know, they have like a Cajun style chicken, kind of on the spicy side. Yeah, because I'm on a diet, Joe, and I just, I'm really trying to stick to it really tight. I've lost 6 pounds since Saturday, and I'm basically doing about 1,500 calories a day. And I'm fat, so I'm not. People are going to say that's not enough calories. Well, I'm hoping that my body is eating some of this fat that I'm carried away with carrying around here. Yeah, I need to. My doctor has been on my ass, to put it bluntly, about losing some weight. And I have a new doctor, and yeah, 6 pounds. I have a new doctor, and she's a she, and she's like a wife, because the first thing she did was like, I don't see any records that you've had a physical in a year, in the last year. So I got to go back and see her in October, and I've got to be quite a bit lighter when I go in there, or she's gonna bitch at me. And that's something when you're scared about paying somebody a bunch of money and you're worried about them bitching at you. Wow, Mr. Sadie. There's a restaurant near here, country. They only serve breakfast. They open about 4 and they close about 10. And they have what they call cat head biscuits, because the biscuits are the size of a cat's head. Uh, they make a really good biscuit too. And it's not good for you, but they use a really salty country ham. So that makes it even better. Okay, and here goes Swag talking about collard greens. Yeah, I like Swag. You've lived in the South. You've never heard of cat head biscuits before? Hey, Wandering Marine, how are you this morning? We're talking food right at the moment. Give us 3 minutes and we'll be on another subject. But yeah, this the people that have the breakfast restaurant. They say they make more money open for breakfast, just for breakfast, than they are or when they were open all day long, for lunch and dinner. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Mr. Sadie, I bet you're one of those people that like to go into a restaurant where you get a $60 dinner and it's got a piece of meat about the size of this gift card here and a tablespoon of some kind of vegetable, don't you? Joe, my dad planted a bunch of zucchini one year in his garden, and it was the first year he planted zucchini, and he was giving laundry baskets of zucchini to everybody. We had zucchini bread, and we had fried zucchini, and we had stuffed baked zucchini, and if there was a way if you could cook it with zucchini, we were having it. A good brunch and a dinner, yeah. Well, I was being sarcastic. You didn't seem the person that would go to New York City and spend $100 on one of those little hors d'oeuvre size main courses. I didn't know that, and I'm not much of a pizza eater. Mr. Sadie. We have a place called Jet Pizza, which is out of Michigan, I think it is. And I like their pizza. I like their sauce. That's what turns me off of some pizzas. Pizzas that are the sauce is as sweet as sweet. It's like it should be a dessert instead of a pizza. Joe, how much land do y'all have up there, or how much land do you garden on? Because you seem to be cooking. I mean, canning and freezing all the time. So we all know to go to South Dakota where Joanna lives, because she's gonna have all the food when Zombie Geddon starts up. That's kind of sad, Mr. Sadie. My wife has never been a carrot eater, never. And now one of the meds that she's on. Oh, cool. Um, she's never been a carrot eater, but one of her meds will that balances her levels, because of her liver transplant. If she eats carrots, it just sends her numbers way off scale, and they lose their mind down at the doctor's office and everything. So now she has a reason why I can't eat carrots. Sorry, makes my numbers go crazy. Like I said, uh, she's never been a carrot eater, and people have always given her a hard time about it. Joe, I thought you lived out like out on a farm because you always are canning something. But that's good that you get all those vegetables out of a quarter acre, and your home has got to be on part of it, I'm sure. Mr. Sadie should have some good fertile land out there with where he's at, because the Mississippi dumps some fresh one on it all the time. Are you still living in the same town, Mr. Sadie, that you were living in when you had the Great Flood? Yep, that sounds like a house with a bunch of kids. You got to have all that kind of stuff. Are you? Is it square foot gardening where they grow straight up instead of long rows? My neighbor, he square foot gardens where they grow everything straight up, and it's amazing what he gets out of his little 10 by 10 garden he's got over there. I plant some pepper plants and some eggplants and in my flower beds. 30 feet by 40 feet. Good Lord, Joe, that's where I live at. They would have 3 houses sitting on that. You don't have to ask him to measure it, but still, 20 by 20, that's a good sized garden. Yeah. And people don't garden like that anymore. My dad had a huge garden every year, and we would spend so much time shelling butter beans and snap beans. We're not a big pea eater, so we didn't grow very many peas. Yeah, Mr. Sadie lives in the big city or near the big city. Whoa, 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 whoa! I was looking back up through here. Swag, what does your mother cook with bacon and onions? Zucchini? Because I'm old, I'm kind of slow. I had to read. I have to look back up and see what's going. Oh, fried squash, Mister Fishing and Picking. I have to look back through to see what I missed because this thing starts scrolling so fast. My old eyes won't keep up. Like I said earlier, Blood X and some of the other ones, their chat scrolls so fast. I don't know how they can keep up with it. I guess because I'm just old. Well, I'm glad y'all won, Mr. Sadie. Our teams around here get close to winning some championship, and then they blow it at the very end. I think the Panthers have been twice to the Super Bowl and choked both times. Our basketball team, the Hornets, then Bobcats, and now back to the Hornets. They've come close to winning whatever the basketball playoff is and choked. And Greensboro has the hockey team for the Carolinas. They have the Hurricanes. And I think they do fairly decent. But we have a minor league hockey team in Charlotte called the Checkers, and that's a lot of fun. If somebody doesn't bleed before the game's out, then something's wrong with the game. I'm not a, Mr. Sadie, I am not a big sports fan. If I go to a game, whatever game it is, whatever basketball, football, I'll usually enjoy it. but I don't sit and watch it on TV. Like I have friends, being that we're in the capital of NASCAR, they'll sit there and watch them cars go around and around and around for hours. Uh, Not hardly. My ADD will just not. My ADD just will not stand for it. Well, I'm glad y'all made it. Y'all can gloat. No, does the Canadians play in the Stanley Cup too? Cool. You know, back in the day, the only time you could watch hockey in the South was on the what was it, the Wild World of Sports or whatever on Sundays. And now we have minor league teams. Well, that's crazy. But then again, insurance companies are crazy too. But here, if you put up a pool of any type, it's got to be fenced in some manner. Well, guys, I've kept this dying dog alive for an hour and 18 minutes. I think I'm going to put y'all out of your misery and let you go. I appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out for a little while. I guess Sally will be doing it tomorrow. Well, I was wondering about the Canadians because I thought they were like king of the hockey course. But anyway, y'all have a great day. Stay out of trouble. Make some money. And once again, thank you for coming in and hanging out for a little while. Take care. Bye.